There's a trend going around on social media right now. It's going viral on Twitter. It's going viral on Instagram. And I actually love it. Usually when we talk about these trends, it's because it's some poisonous trend, some toxic trend, or some dangerous trend that Gen Z is taking part in. Remember the Tide Pods thing? Yeah, usually it's something like that. This time, I'm totally here for this trend. So anybody who's been a parent, especially young parents, but I kind of assume this is universal, that this is, whether maybe you had children 20 years ago, you probably experienced the same thing that I am and that a lot of other young parents are experiencing now, where people will come up to you. This happened as early as pregnancy when we announced that we were having a baby. And people would say, just you wait until you're not sleeping through the night. Just you wait until you never have a moment alone. Just you wait until the crying. Just you wait until the teenage years. And it's very negative. I remember my husband and I talked about it when I was pregnant because I thought people were very negative when they were discussing their own experiences with parenthood relative to our impending experience with parenthood. But on social media today, there's a new trend that's turning that on its head. It's a lot of people saying, wait a second, why are you being so derogatory about parenthood? And why are you being so demeaning to these little children, only focusing on the negative parts of parenting, only focusing on the parts that are challenging about having a little child? And so what people are doing on Twitter and on Instagram and on TikTok too, I believe, although as you know, I'm not on TikTok, what they're doing is they're taking the negative part of the just you wait statements and they're talking about the moments that are really meaningful as parents. So I wanted to take part in this because I think this is a beautiful thing. It's a wonderful thing. Parenthood is challenging, just like any other aspect or experience of life. There are moments that you are sleep deprived. There are moments that you don't have a moment to yourself. There are moments that, your toddler isn't obeying. That's a challenge. Of course it is. But those aren't the moments that you remember when you're looking back on different stages. At least for me, it's not. I don't look back at the first 3 months of my daughter's life and the only thing I remember is how sleep deprived I was. I don't look back at, when she was 1 year old and think, man, I never had a second to myself. No, I look back and see all of these fun and amazing and moving and touching things. So I wanted to add to this trend by saying, if you are a new parent, or if you are an expectant parent, or if you are planning on becoming a parent at some point, just you wait till the first time your baby, I remember this with my daughter. I was holding her, I was sitting on the floor, I just changed her diaper on the carpet. I was holding her in my legs. My legs were out in front of me and I had her in my legs. And it was the first time I was humming her a song and she smiled in reaction to it. And it just changed my world. I mean, it sounds like such a small thing. I know it sounds cliche for parents to say that, but just you wait for that moment. There's nothing on earth that compares to that moment. Just you wait until that little baby is a toddler and she starts singing songs on her own. Like babies sing, they coo, they babble a lot. But my daughter just started singing the real words to actual songs. So I'm like cooking in the kitchen, she's playing nearby in the living room, and I hear her while she's playing saying, "Jesus loves me, this I know." And just, I can't even describe, my heart melted. I'm just a puddle on the floor. It's so beautiful. Just you wait for moments like that. When my husband gets home from work, she rushes to the door like it's her favorite moment on earth, going, "Hi, Dada, hi, Dada." Just you wait for those moments. Those are the moments that you remember. Those are the moments you treasure. Those are the moments that are representative of the joy of parenting. I love this trend on social media. So if you're a parent, even if you had kids 25, 30 years ago, maybe you have a 10-year-old now, maybe you have a teenager, maybe you have a toddler, maybe you're an expectant parent, jump on social media and share your just you wait positive moments, because this is a good thing. It's also, by the way, it is political in a sense because everything cultural is political, and our culture has so demonized the family. It's glorified selfishness that any inconvenience to adult lives, meaning, well, yeah, sometimes you're focusing on another person. You're not just focusing on yourself when you have a child. So of course that's quote unquote inconvenient sometimes, but we've so glorified selfishness that we've ended up being really derogatory towards the relationship between parents and children, which has led us to this point in our culture. So it is a political activity because it's a cultural activity, and it warms my heart to read everybody's story. So chime in. Like I said, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok even, anywhere this trend is going. So